So I just wanted to say that little piece, but let's see what he got to say.
It's not enough for, as my dog Jason Whitlock's, for you to say to have.
Okay, here's my thing. For you guys that watch sports, ESPN and stuff like that, y'all know who Jason Whitlock is. Jason Whitlock to me is a weirdo. So for him to say that that's his dog, here's my true opinion about the way Anton Daniels moves. Very successful, influential to the people on his platform and his community. But I notice he likes a lot of people that emulate anti-black rhetorics that are black. He's admitted it himself that he's kind of a black sheep of like his family as far as in his views. Brother, check this out. I definitely agree with a lot of your sentiment about how we carry ourselves, some of the stuff that we get involved with, some of the stuff that the brothers do, some of the stuff that the sisters do. But the reason why it starts looking like our people are samboing it, or why people may accuse you of that are not a part of your community, it's because the only thing being perpetuated is the negative. The only thing that's having that is talked about is negative. There's not a lot of positive. You know, you don't like the Obamas. You don't like Barack Obama. You're not a fan of D.L. Hughley. If anybody is pretty much supportive of Democrats because you're a Republican, you don't really rock with them. And then on top of the news that's going on with black people, you cover it, you highlight it. You get a fresh highlighter and you highlight everything. But I never hear any positive content about what's going on in the black circuit or the black community. And so that's what my thing is. The reason why I decided to go on that tangent is because Jason Whitlock is like worse. So you calling that your boy, but he's worse. Even when he was referring to Joy Taylor, he was referring to her breasts and her peanut butter skin or whatever the case. Just some weirdo stuff. Like if that was my sister or that was my woman, it would be a problem. Me and Jason Whitlock, he would have to run my fade if I ran into him. Call it ghetto, call it barbaric, whatever the case is. But I do understand the sisters sometimes when they say the way that they're disrespected and sexualized. And it makes it worse when it's one of us confirming it with the way we talk about them. Because you know what's crazy? Check this out. You know what would be gangster to me when some of y'all brothers do this about some of the sisters that are on TV and that say the things that they say that Jason Whitlock used to say about Joy Taylor. By the way, I'm not a Joy Taylor fan. I don't really like, her takes on a lot of stuff and how, some of the things she says. But y'all don't do that to white women. Anton, y'all don't talk about white women that talk crazy. And don't sit up here and say that they don't talk crazy, because any woman can talk crazy. But all of the white women that are in sports, y'all have never said anything negative, especially Jason Whitlock. Y'all pump the brakes on that. You guys won't even touch it because you know what'll happen. You know you'll get shut down. And I'm just using that as an example. I'm not saying that you need to. But my thing is, if you really are going to be balanced and you really believe in what you're saying morally or from a professional level, talk about some of these white women when they get in trouble. Talk about the white woman that was cheating with the CEO. That's a woman. She did something wrong. And that's what I think is interesting. We'll drag Joy Taylor, and I'm not a fan of Joy Taylor. I don't like Joy Taylor. You'll drag Joy Taylor for allegations, but y'all didn't say nothing about that white lady cheating with that CEO that was caught in 4K at a Coldplay concert. That's when black women are talking about the way black men talk about them and don't protect them. That's an example of what they're talking about. I can't even argue with the sisters on that. That's exactly what they're talking about. Well, I digress. I don't like Jason Whitlock. So he brought that up. That was a trigger.
Big old cans and all of this stuff. You have to be an exceptional talent in order for you to survive once they start getting liability issues with you, because the positives have to outweigh.
It don't matter how talented you are. I don't agree with that either, Anton. The late great Kobe Bryant got accused of something, and the only thing he was guilty of is infidelity when he came out and he admitted that himself in a press conference, and that smeared his brand. It took him almost a decade to kind of Not even get back to where he was, but just get back on a marketable level. He lost his Sprite deals and all of that stuff. Y'all remember what happened to Kobe? Kobe is considered baby Jordan. He's considered Jordan's 1B, with Jordan being 1A. So no, it doesn't matter how talented you are. You get them allegations and you got that black skin, it's a hard time recovering. It doesn't matter what athlete. I can name any athlete that's had something controversial and how it damaged their brand. It's damaged their brand. Muhammad Ali sticking up for civil rights was damaging to his brand, even though he was doing the right thing. So no, I don't think it has anything to do with your talent being exceptional. I think you can survive, but I don't think you'll ever be anywhere close to where you were once allegations are being set against you and you're black. I know you don't like hearing that because, that's a victim mentality, is so you say it, but those are the facts. It is what it is. It is what it is, man.
The negatives, right? The money that you're bringing in has to outweigh the cons that come along with keeping you. But if you are just average or below average or regular or anything like
It's
that,
over.
then, dealing with these lawsuits, which I'm pretty sure that Fox Sports 1, if I had to guess, would probably try to settle out of court,
Yeah.
so that they don't have to risk the possibility of going to court. Then you got to go through depositions, and you have to go through a discovery process where they reveal text messages and all of that. Don't nobody want to deal with that.
He's right with that. I agree with Anton on that. That's one of the things that sucks when we do get allegations and we are successful, is they don't even want to deal with the paperwork and all of that stuff. And at that point, I don't think it's a black or white thing. I think that networks in general, when they realize how much money they're going to lose, they're going to have to make certain decisions like that. So that's fair. That's fair.
Have that type of process. So when these lawsuits came out, the producer that was also accused in a lawsuit, Skip Bayless, has already been removed. The producer that was in a lawsuit.
And then to be fair, Skip Bayless got removed, but he was on his way out because it was over once Shannon Sharp left. That show was never the same. They tried to bring on, I think it was Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson, and they wouldn't even let Skip talk. So I think Skip really understood his damage that he created when he disrespected Shannon Sharp the way he did. So it's true. He's out of there, but he was already on his way out. I mean, his show was going to be canceled, I think, regardless.
All of these shows is under his covering, and then Joy Taylor, who's also received a lot of public publicity, negative publicity, as a result of being a part of this lawsuit. You had to know that it was only a matter of time. And that's one of the reasons why she's been on this podcast run or has been so quiet about the situation. Emmanuel Ocho, who was also named.
Yeah, he was named as well. We talked about that. Apparently allegedly him and Joy Taylor had a thing that was messing around. I don't know. I mean, it did sound weird how protective he was and all of this stuff. But I don't know these people personally, just like Anton don't. But whatever. Let me move forward, because let me show you what it is that I really, really wanted to call out. I don't want to drag this on and things like that. But let me get to the end of this. Let me see.
That they care about is ratings, right? They care about their ability to compete in the marketplace.
Yeah, we already know that, Anton. We know that. Everybody does. Even you and your team, y'all care about that. Now, he said that he didn't want to kick somebody while they're down. I want to play this clip that he posted on, I believe it was IG, maybe TikTok. And when the allegations first came out about Joy Taylor, he had something to say. Now, he said he didn't want to kick somebody while they're down. I respect that. That's admirable. It's respectful. But I would think that when allegations come out about a person and they have to prove themselves innocent, whatever you say about that person when they're dealing with that can be considered kicking them while they're down too. So let's see.
Peace. These allegations are true, then Joy Taylor is a piece of shit. Forget Skip Bayless.
If these allegations are true, then Joy Taylor is a piece of shit. Your words, not mine. Let's go.
Spending $1.5 million for box We don't even believe that. But this Joy Taylor situation where she slept her way to the top, executive vice president, and the man that was on the show, and it ain't even no telling who else she was busting down, because the woman, that's all that she says that she knows. But
now, what I find interesting about this, right, is that